So with the year coming to an end, I got something that I've been wanting to talk to you guys about for a really long time, and that is how the Spongebob Squarepants movie changed my life forever. Let's discuss right now.
I got hot sauce in my bag, swag.
A quick shout out to Ultra Mario Bros who drew this fan art of Metal Duckles, and you know what? Actually, it looks like it's Super Metal Duckles because he's all yellowy and stuff, and man, he looks so badass here. Looks like raging fire, literally. So thank you so much, Ultra Mario Bros. I really appreciate this. It's awesome. Anyway, hello there beautiful human. My name is RidersDX. Welcome to my channel, where today we're talking about something that's really near and dear to my heart. So, I don't know about you, but 2019 was a pretty crazy year for me. I graduated college and became a doctor of pharmacy. I moved out of my parents' house to another state, and I also reached 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Thinking back on it, a lot of crazy has happened to me, and I'm just feeling so grateful for everything that's come my way. But that isn't how I've always felt at the end of the year. In the past, I tended to feel depressed, anxious, and just overall sad about how things in my life were going. In fact, I still do, just to a lesser extent. But if there's one thing that's always stayed more constant than the pounding waves of criticism that comes out of my parents' mouths, it's SpongeBob. If you knew me in real life, you would see and know just how much it is I love this yellow guy. I mean, I think I've made it pretty obvious from half of the videos on this channel, but in real life, I'm the guy that's always quoting the show, acknowledging things in life that remind me of the show, and more. I mean, I work in the health system right now, and the pediatric receptionists know me as the guy that always stops in front of their desks in the hallway to watch the TV whenever SpongeBob is on. I mean, I might as well walk around in one of those SpongeBob Halloween costumes at work. It's that obvious. But I've never talked about just why SpongeBob has this place in my life. I could even argue that though I really enjoyed SpongeBob as a kid, it didn't actually click that I loved SpongeBob as a show, as a character, and quite frankly, as a way of life until just a few years ago. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm probably lying about graduating college and moving out because I've just made myself sound like that guy living in his mother's basement with a bunch of SpongeBob memorabilia hanging just about every 2 inches on my wall. And while that does sound like an amazing way of life, I'm actually here to explain why SpongeBob has had such an impact on who I am that I truly think has made me successful in life. Now, I've thought about this intense love for SpongeBob being something I'm experiencing in the moment. I've just turned 25 years old, and I'm getting to the age where there's enough that's happened in my life for me to look back on and feel nostalgic about. I mean, the Alpha Bikini Bottom Rehydrated almost made me lie on the floor and cry like a baby, in a good way. But I don't think it's just nostalgia talking here. I figured out a while ago that SpongeBob means way more to me than just a cartoon that I loved to watch as a kid, and to help illustrate that point, we're gonna look back on a piece of SpongeBob entertainment that I think perfectly wraps what that meaning is in a lovely little package, and that is Spongebob Squarepants Movie. The Spongebob Squarepants Movie had a lot going for it. It was coming after the insanely successful string of seasons that people often refer to as the golden age of the series. It was also the first time this franchise would be hitting the big screen, so there's just a lot of hype for the film in general. I vaguely remember seeing the movie in theaters as a kid. If I'm being honest, I have much more vivid memories of trying to rent the video game at Blockbuster, only for my dad to say no, but then surprise me with the game brought from the store the next day. Yeah, my dad had his moments. I think I always had an appreciation for the movie. It felt like a natural progression from what the show had been up to that point, but I don't think it actually clicked with me just how special this movie was. And I think a huge part of that has to do with, quite frankly, how old I am. Let's take a look at the movie itself and dissect what it is I actually mean. The movie starts off with some pretty strong foreshadowing at how amazingly epic this adventure was going to be. You knew you were not prepared for this masterpiece when it is revealed that tickets to see it are the hidden treasure being hunted by badass, scary-ass pirates. The tone continues on this alternate dimension of sorts where SpongeBob is literally the HBIC. I mean, just look at the heels on those boots, man, like damn. Of course, things quickly revert back to normal when it is revealed SpongeBob was just dreaming of being the HBIC, but he has full confidence he is going to become the HBIC when he is crowned manager of the Krusty Krab 2. By the way, the fact that SpongeBob has won Employee of the Month for 374 consecutive months means he's technically been working at the Krusty Krab for at least 31 years. But all good things come to an end, and the same applies here when Mr. Krabs forcefully reveals to SpongeBob he is not the manager. But you really can't blame the man. I mean, SpongeBob is pretty clueless about the whole thing.
The most embarrassing thing you've ever seen?
But once the realization hits SpongeBob like a brick wall, you can just feel the pain in his eyes. It's the moment where your inner child's hopes and dreams are crushed, chewed, and spit out to shame you for even thinking you had a chance of achieving those dreams in the first place. SpongeBob not becoming a manager mimics the moment that so many of us go through in life when we become adults and stow away our dreams, when we settle into that job that we never really wanted but felt like we had to get because that's what grown-ups do. When we decide we have to work 9 to 5, pay the bills, have kids, and then yell at our kids until our vocal cords get fried. The disappointment on SpongeBob's face carries all this weight, and my heart breaks from him every time I watch this scene, as funny as it tries to be. That frightening narrative that only becomes more frightening as I get older continues when SpongeBob and Patrick get drunk off of alcohol at the bar. It's actually pretty scary just how much the film is mimicking the midlife crisis that so many adults have to face. I've definitely had the inkling to go to a bar, dump my sorrows in vodka and beer, and just drown my sadness in toxic chemicals multiple times. But I didn't actually do it. I'm a good role model. Later on in the film, we find SpongeBob screaming at Mr. Krabs about all his frustrations with this disappointment that so many of us face. His rant represents that fantasy so many adults have about sticking it to the man, standing up for oneself, putting your values and desires over society's. SpongeBob even acknowledges how good it feels in the end. But then, SpongeBob's realization of how his actions can have profound consequences remind us all why sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut. It is at this point that SpongeBob must right his wrongs and pleads to King Neptune to let him embark on a dangerous and treacherous journey to Shell City to retrieve his crown. But it is also at this moment, and throughout the whole film, that SpongeBob gets laughed at in his face for his perceived naive mindset. This laughter represents all those thoughts and voices that discourage us from pursuing our dreams and passions, whether it be yourself, your parents, or your damn parents. It all serves to convince you that you're a fool for dreaming big, and that it will result in nothing but disappointment. But SpongeBob, with the help of Patrick, proceeds to go against the grain and goes on his quest anyway because quite frankly, he doesn't have a choice. But in no way does SpongeBob believe he has it in him to succeed. He spends the first half of their journey convincing himself that he didn't know what he was doing. But when the duo lose their paddy wagon for good and are met with the deep, dark, dangerous, hazardous, monster-infested trench, it was at that moment that SpongeBob's insecurities consumed him, causing him to retreat back to where society thinks he should be.
Open your eyes, Patrick! We blow bubbles, we eat ice cream, we worship a dancing peanut for corn's sake. We don't belong out here!
Thankfully, Mindy comes in and gives SpongeBob and Patrick another form of encouragement. False encouragement. I mean, I can connect this to those situations where people say you gotta fake it till you make it, and quite honestly, it works. But to an extent. We eventually get to the point in the story where SpongeBob and Patrick nearly die. What? Can we just take a moment to think about the fact that we literally went from an episode about boxes to one of the most emotional scenes to ever come out of Nickelodeon. Just listening to SpongeBob's monologue about how he had let everyone back home down and that he proved to everyone that they were right for doubting him. I mean, my eyes are watering up just thinking about it. I love this yellow dude as if he was my best friend, and to see him succumb to the outside pressures and his insecurities is heartbreaking. It only gets worse for me from here on out. The scene will go down in history as one of the only scenes that will always make me cry like a baby. But not just because characters I would go as far as calling my best friends are dying, but because through this scene, they finally overcame the inner battle that had been raging within themselves throughout the entire show and movie up to that point. SpongeBob and Patrick realize on death row that they actually did make it to Shell City, and this brings so much joy to their faces because they realize they did prove everyone wrong. They did win against the odds. They made it to Shell City, being themselves. And they did make it to Neptune's crown, albeit a couple feet away. It really is a film that just embodies such a powerful message of self-acceptance, following your deepest dreams and passions despite everyone in the world pushing you in all these different directions. And this is the lesson that I've ultimately learned from SpongeBob, and it is also a lesson that I apply to what I do to this very day. I may be a pharmacist, but I've always had dreams of expressing myself creatively through a multitude of avenues. I love animation, video games, music, and most of all, creating. I love dissecting messages outside of everything I've loved and applying them to my life and sharing this love with everyone I know. I play guitar and love writing music on the side. SpongeBob sticks out like a sore thumb in Bikini Bottom because of his unwavering ability to act in defiance of social norms. He dares to love being a fry cook at an ordinary fast food joint. He dares to play games that only people a quarter of his age are supposed to enjoy. He dares to love people and everything, no matter how much the world may not. And I carry these values throughout my life every day, and a big way I've done this was through starting this YouTube channel. I wanted to make this video for a good majority of the year once I realized this movie perfectly encapsulates my reasoning for getting back into YouTube and creating videos on all of my childhood favorites. I've had such a fun ride getting to know each and every one of you who love the Speedy Blue Hedgehog, the absorbing Yellow Sponge, the Wild Orange Bandicoot, and so many more franchises I can't wait to cover in the future. I'm not afraid to admit that I am a child at heart, that I get so much comfort in freely expressing my interests, despite what society expects out of me, especially as a healthcare professional. And that is what makes not only this movie, but SpongeBob in general such an enduring franchise. Why do you think SpongeBob has been able to last as long as he has? Why has SpongeBob been able to basically get a second life through internet memes? Why is SpongeBob about to have one of his biggest years ever with the release of a movie, a video game remake, and multiple spin-offs? SpongeBob is the perfect product of everything we all strive to be. We all want to be that bright light of sunshine in everyone's life that believes in the impossible, that believes in dreaming big, that believes in pursuing what it is you love. That is SpongeBob. SpongeBob is the epitome of what it means to be happy and to be satisfied and in love with yourself and what you stand for. And everyone, and I mean everyone in life, should strive to be like SpongeBob. Not like Squidward, but like SpongeBob. And with this in mind, I hope I can empower you to do the same in life, to live out your life in a way that's truest to you, to the fullest. I will continue to do the same through uploading videos to this YouTube channel, and I hope that you, beautiful human, continue to ride this journey with me. Thank you. Anyway, thank you so much, beautiful human, for watching this video. I really hope you all liked it. This is a video that's really special to me. I've been wanting to talk about the SpongeBob movie for a very long time, and I just hope that I got my message out in a way that actually made sense and wasn't too cringy. I hope you all kind of like embrace the cheesiness, because this movie was all cheese for me. Everything about this movie just really like connects to me and makes me just cry like a baby whenever I watch it, and it really just represents what SpongeBob means to me and what he's taught me to do in life. And so I hope you all have learned a little bit something from this video as well, and maybe you can kind of take some of the same things that I learned from SpongeBob and apply them to your life and make life better in your eyes too. So yeah, that's enough of me talking about life and such and getting all like cringy and stuff. I just really want to like take this moment to thank you all for supporting this channel up to this point. I really wanted to make this video something that can kind of help to connect everything that we've been through so far and look forward to the future. 2020 is going to be an amazing year. I hope to have more videos out that I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of this video, and I hope you all love it. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, want to see more in the future. Follow me on Twitter or Twitch, and join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. A special shout out to Team Rival Sonic Gamer, Reese Gaming, Glitched Alphin, and Andrew Coughlin. These are my patrons / YouTube members. If you would like to become a patron or YouTube member and get access to a whole bunch of different perks, then please check out the links in the description box below. But alright, this is Riders, riding out.